Yeah, so like that thing of, so we've already talked about me, I've talked about
Oh,
myself.
I asked Josh why he wanted to be a drag queen.
Well, ever since 2018, I didn't have a job, so I can actually buy makeup and I can buy stuff to do it. But since I got my job back in 2019, I was able to start buying stuff for myself, and then lockdown happened, so I was able to actually practice there.
God, we've all been here for a few years, haven't we?
Mm.
And then we'll all stare at Tanya. Oh yeah, mystery woman.
Mystery.
Mystery one.
Oh yeah. You came along out of nowhere, didn't you, Mrs. Tanya?
Alright, Ed, calm down. It's not the Spanish Inquisition.
I'm here.
Oh, I was pretending you're here.
Ah, okay, good pretending.
She's just slightly a couple of feet to the side of me.
Method. She is there.
Okay, so before Gloucestershire College, I did drama for maybe 4 or 5 years when I was a teenager, and then I stopped doing this because my family needed my help financially, so I went working and I worked for 5 years. So in my last year when I was working, it was unbearable. Working anymore, and I decided that I need to move, that I need to start my life again from the white list and white paper, white list, how would you call it? White page.
Clean?
Oh, sorry, list
A
is white
clean
page,
slate?
white page, from white page, yeah,
Okay.
from the start, and I decided that I needed to stop. I'm sorry, it's not staged.
You're selling it well.
You're selling it. You're selling it.
Yes, so I decided to come back to creative, to creative job, to creative profession from sales, because I was doing sales back in my country. So I moved here. I studied English for 1 year. I didn't, oh gosh, it would be so long, I'm sorry. I didn't actually think to become an actress, because when I moved here, I studied English for a year. It was like my gap year. And during that year, I had lots of time, so I joined football group because I thought maybe I could be a football player. I've never played football before, so it was a horrible idea actually, because I was a striker for a year and I haven't scored a goal in all my career. No, I'm telling you, I was a striker, yeah, and yeah. I don't know, yeah.
This is good.
And then I decided maybe I want to be a photographer, so I started taking pictures and things like this. But it was a bit lonely, because if you're a photographer, you spend a lot of time on your own. You need to, you don't have any connections with people, with normal people. So I decided to become an actress, and that's why I joined I joined Gloucestershire College, because I didn't know what else I could apply without any connections to the theatre. And when I started, I thought that it would be very easy to build a career in theatre and acting. And gradually I've realized that it's not that easy. When I joined the group, I thought, oh, I'll have an Oscar in 3 years. No,
I've got time.
yeah, I know, but I don't think in this way. I think our main job is telling stories, and the more stories we tell about people who can't tell their stories for themselves, the best it is for society, because theatre is the great to educate people, to talk to people, to the audience.
I have
to
one
bring
question.
justice. Yeah.
You were a striker for a year and didn't score 1 goal.
Yeah.
Is that your takeaway from what you just said?
Like,
There's your script right there. There's your script.
I was going to say, we're going to be sat there and we're just Tanya's going to have a monologue.
yeah, and
we're
then
just
you
like,
guys are like, wow, that's really beautiful. You didn't score 1 goal?
yeah.
1!
That could be a way of bringing it back round.
That was what I was thinking. I was thinking like, I was striker and didn't score a single goal. Snigger. Everyone stares ahead. And then they just keep, and then you just continue. We all listen like, damn. And then it just, wait, question. You didn't score once? Just Kieran goes,
On a
that's your takeaway from all of
On a
that.
serious note, you just went footballer. Really? Tanya, did you literally just go, footballer?
Well, I've always run fast, and it's not a problem for me to do exercise. Like I have stamina to run.
Hmm.
She's not a finish.
Yeah.
She's not a finisher. She can get the ball up to the front. She can get that front.
Exactly, yeah. But I think in football it's very important to communicate with other people, to be a good team player. And I've discovered that I'm not the best team player because I can't really scream to other person. Man on you, I don't know what people scream to each
Well,
other.
as a striker, that's not really your job. Your main word that you would say is, "Give ball."
Yeah, but then other players, they need to trust you, so they need
Yes.
to give you this ball. If they don't
Oh,
trust
true.
you, you don't have a ball. They give you a ball and then you low on confidence and you just can't score.
Hence why I didn't want to do it. And
Huh?
I nearly.
Something.
It was either acting or professional sport player. I was county football, county
Yeah.
running, almost county cricket, and county athletics. And then the magic day happened. I lost absolutely everything when I realised I'm too short.
But I thought it's good for a striker to be a short.
I was the goalkeeper. The county goalkeeper, when they realised it was a horrible day, I cried my eyes out and she went, "Just chip him." I couldn't do anything. The goals got really big and then they just went.
You just like.
And then I got kicked out of my county football team, kicked out of my county cricket team. Rugby, I just got destroyed. Because again,
you're a winger. You're meant to be speedy.
I was tiny, but I was very, very quick. But they just needed to grab me, and then.
Well, that's always the problem with wingers, though. They're designed for speed, not for
And
strength.
that's why I decided. Well, truth be told, that's why I started drama.
Am
Because
I
my career as an athlete
Am I
stopped.
stopping the recording or?
Do you think that sorry, just focusing on a couple of bits. When Tanya mentioned about how she sees theatre as a story for telling other people's stories and things like that, and then it goes on serious, and then Ed says, "You never scored a single goal." That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like just Kieran going, really? That's your takeaway?
And then you can actually, that could be it, couldn't it? It could be like, right, goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
And then there's Kieran's story.
But no, what about you didn't say?
Yeah, we need to.
Be
Well, I mean, yeah,
before
that's
That's your takeaway. Like me, I did this and this, and I found acting this way, and you just gave up on sport. Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
Oh my god, we could tell. I can write that in.
Just
Tanya
so-
does the monologue. You go. You never saw 2 rows. She goes. Well, yeah. You come on and goes. I got into this because I got kicked out of sport.
Yeah, so then after Kieran goes, "That's your takeaway," and I'll go, "Yeah, well, I started doing drama because I failed as an athlete." And then you go, "No, Ed, I did this and this," and you go on to your bit. Is that really something you want to live with? And I say yes, and I will leave.
I'm just going to throw something out there. This is just a thought. I'm not even thinking it's right or wrong. It's swapping it around. So the bit she said at the beginning, the very beginning, this big beginning, you were talking about. Yeah, I fell into drama because I got into drama because I couldn't reach.
Yeah, and then the very last bit could be then moving on.
Yeah, maybe it's a possibility.
Could be actually a little sense to have this at the beginning.
And then if you're going to go,
Just throwing out there as a suggestion.
and then if you're going to go off, then somehow then we can incorporate that as in
You could go off, get a screen.
yes, the song.
Makes more sense.
I don't know what people think.
I think it could work.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be linear. I mean, there's no need for that at all. Just but what do you, is it?
I mean,
What you prefer?
It's doable, it's not like it's
It
difficult.
depends on what you prefer. Whether you prefer it that way round or if you prefer.
But in the start, anyway, Adam is introducing us.
oh yeah.
So he can ask us, like, so this is Tanya, she wants to be blah, 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 blah. And then he could tell, so Tanya, why did you decide to become a professional actor? And I could say my little monologue, which I, of course, shrink.
I do like the bit, like, having that at the end. Like, we kind of give basic answers, like, oh yeah, at the start we give basic answers, oh I just love acting, and at the end that's when we tell real reasons why.
I just thought it was funny.
Like you at the start, oh why did you want to do this? I love it because I love the stage.
Ed, why did you do it? So I can drink as much
I
alcohol.
want to drink, and then at the end is when we get into our real stories. And they don't see, because the audience the audience watches every year, but this could be this thing where they see us, not us playing a character, but just
You're
actually
going to be like an onion, lots of layers.
like Shrek.
Donkey!
What if we say these stories maybe in front of, before our some acts, like you said.
Cut it in, yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like opening an onion, like in the start, we all coming on the stage, all for a party, nothing serious, and then while the show is going,
Whilst it's being changed over.
yeah, so maybe we keep telling about us a little bit more information, a little bit more, and then the show goes, and the audience will know more information about us, and then at the end we can say this is the end.
Headshots.
Could do. The only thing I'm going to say with that is Ed and Josh are always moving something after every act, so they're not going to have the time to.
That's true. My other,
What they don't have time to
No,
to tell
because they're
us.
always moving something.
My other worry with that is the fact it might make it feel a bit disjointed. If it's just constantly move, da 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 da, move, da 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 da.
I don't mind telling my story while I'm moving stuff.
I don't
want you to do that.
Okay.
I don't think that works though. Sorry.
Because I feel like you're not really going to like properly, if you're trying to move all these things, you're not really. I don't.
I suppose the idea is you've got lots of ideas here. We just need to compress it down into a beginning and an end.
I think it's beginning and an end.
And because that crossed my mind about having it, just pumping up. Oh, look at me! I discovered it. I used to say it. Rather than you say words. So just compress it down. So you're saying, in a nutshell, the opening is going to stay as is, or you're going to just say less about yourselves and then just a bit more at the end? You're going to go for heart-rending closure.
Heart-rending
Bit of heart-rend.
Bit of tears at the end.
that pissed me off.
Right, sort of general. Yeah.
This could be
Good
Oscar
acting there,
moment,
too.
couldn't it? Because you know that a film is aiming for Oscars, like it's Oscar baiting. So this could be your Oscar baiting moment.
What if we maybe finish it then as an Oscar? Like, I have an Oscar already.
We all get
Well,
an
you know,
Oscar.
like, thank you to Gloucestershire College and to my classmates for it.
That could be your thing. You imagine you giving your Oscar speech. That could be your moment. You're giving your Oscar speech.
But I thought maybe we all want to have Oscars, so maybe someone wants to come back to like.
So get we're at prom. So it'd be more like, when you're at college,
Well,
you get
the
the
picture-
awards out.
The picture.
Like when we did it like 1 year, we had like an award ceremony at college.
You can have. I was just thinking you can have the photos up in front of your face and you're in a job.
Oh, my
and just
goodness,
just at the top comes the Oscar.
Why would we maybe have an award ceremony? Because we have a presenter. Or it will be something.
The most likely to.
But stupid ones, like most likely to probably like.
Mostly
Drop
like
out.
to be late. The
Most
latest
likely to be
person.
late. Wow.
You take your pick.
Take Josh. All of them.
Well, Josh can get away with it a bit this year because he's back next year, so he could actually get more of a ribbon next year.
That's true. Most likely to have the longest hair.
I
mean, all of
It'd be a
you.
selection, wouldn't it?
Yeah. True.
I don't like how you looked at me when you said that and then didn't come to
Yeah. That's not me. That's you. I'm sorry, but I wasn't.
So you could like
We
maybe
have so many ideas.
There's so many ideas now, isn't it?
Too many ideas.
Yeah. Shall we just go through them?
Yeah.
Suggesting. So we have the first idea was to go with our shots. Yeah?
Go with
Shots. With our shots.
shots. What?
Self shots.
Yes, just
Yeah, no.
that's my suggestion. If you keep it, but just having your headshots at the end is almost like here I am. This is the end of my journey here. But
Yeah.
I'm moving into the big wide world. It's all going to be splendid.
So we have this, then we have
Yeah, because this is I ain't going. I ain't going. No one.
then we have saying about the drinks.
I was on.
What's our drinks like?
Handcuffed to the door. To the radio.
Let's concentrate and then we go.
Yeah, you've only got 15 minutes. Get this decided before the end, and you're
Yeah.
sorted then, aren't you? You've got a full
So-
running order.
Shots from before, then we have pick our drinks. What else we thought would be nice? Conversation, just quick conversation that everything is finished. A poem.
Yeah.
Monologues, short monologues. It's 5 ideas.
Mm-hmm. Which one? That the most?
maybe you're aiming to get into your bowing positions, you could say something to get you into position, that's where you do the headshots as your very last thing. Something like that. Chorus line reference.
Yeah.
So you cross over into
So
a
when
line.
you get your headshot out, you can go walk into your and just stay there.
Yeah, that's the end.
Headshot
Once everyone's
is-
there, that's you. We can just slowly. But then that's the end, so what happens before?
Yeah, like a little sandwich bit in between.
So how much do you need to say? Does it need to be huge? It doesn't need to be
Oh,
huge,
God.
does it? You don't want to be hanging around there for
Like 20 minutes.
Yes, at the moment it's like, it's longer than the actual showcase. So what,
Just like
what
5 minutes, is that? 3 minutes, doesn't even that.
Yeah, just but how much do you need? How much do you need? That's it. Just decide what's the context. Go. I like the idea of you finishing the act and you do your bows and then all of a sudden, oh, there we go, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. Then what's that little sandwich bit between that and the photo? What happens there? Anyone?
No idea. Tis a good question.
Of what you've got so far, what would you use at that point?
I like the idea that I just say about theatre. I don't want to say it else, I can say these 3 sentences. That
I do want to
we
make
are
fun of the
storytellers,
fact
and now, well, I can say it, not we. And our job is to
Yeah, well, that's a nice line, isn't it? That is a nice line.
I will say that. Can I say that?
Ask Adam, he's script writing.
What do
Can
you
I
think?
say that?
What do you want to say?
Yes, about this, about theatre, that we are storytellers.
That's
Yeah.
my story.
Yeah, can I just say that?
Yeah, we are storytellers, and like all of life is a stage. We are but the people who play upon it, kind of thing.
You said, guess what she actually said earlier on about being storytellers and telling the stories of people
I
who
think
are.
it's recorded.
You can't
It is
say,
recorded.
You can't say their stories. You can't tell their stories by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, let's work backwards then. So we chicken away. So we've got photos. That could be the last thing that gets you into position, because that sounds like a nice dramatic
Yeah.
line, doesn't it? That's the last line. Photos go up. Oh. Da, 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 da. Then you go to a big dance number.
And then-
So we've got that bit.
Conversation.
What else work back?
So what's the conversation then?
That's kind of people talking about why they got into acting. The real reasons why you got into acting.
So real reasons why I got interrupted.
And kind of.
Or maybe what you could do is you've just got, right, get up now, this is serious business. So you've all just gone, oh, that's it then. Oh, okay. Or whatever. And then you go, the real reason I got into acting was, and you go and put yourself in the line in front. And then, because I wasn't told enough to be the goalkeeper. Duke.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Adam comes to us and I wanted to be an artist, but I was too much of a show off. Duke. Or something like a so a line that kind of sums you up, your journey maybe.
Can you imagine if we all decide to be actors? I mean, to study drama just because we're paying.
Wait, is that actually? Please say that's not true.
I mean, you failed at being a goalkeeper. I failed at being an artist.
No, I've failed at all of it.
You failed at being an athlete. I failed at being an
Did
artist.
anyone want to actually act before they came onto this?
I
Yeah.
Just because they like acting,
No.
they failed anything.
So I was only good at 2 things. I was acting and
Right,
sport.
good job. At least got one.
But you
sound course.
I've got one real good reason why I want to do acting.
If most people come to college around about 16, and some of you are older than that, but if you come
I was
around about
21.
16, you wouldn't expect to know what you were doing by then anyway. You know, you're discovering still what you were doing right up until for some things. You wouldn't expect to be a what happened to me at the age of 16.
Yeah.
God.
I want to
I
be a-
wish I didn't have these genes.
I was in year 5.
I started in year 2, but I'll fully admit I thought acting was terrible. I hated acting.
Wait, what?
I hated it.
Exact same reaction.
I absolutely despised it. I just did it because it was fun.
The first time I ever acted was when I was 15.
I hated it.
And that was in Everyman Theatre doing Romeo and Juliet.
So what we saying?
Love that
each of
his
these-
reaction is
each
both
of
of
these
them
lines then.
Hi, so just talk here.
So we saying then that each person and it crosses you into your position. It crosses you into your. Yeah. Does that simplify it a bit?
Yeah.
So so each one has a statement to make
Yeah.
about. You could be talking to other people as you go. You know, yeah, the reason I did it is because blah 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 blah.
I think-
blah, 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 blah.
I think we need to do it. I think we need to do it so that Ed goes last. Like we all have a couple of lines where like, oh, I want to do it because this or this, and we have like nice reasons. Like with me when I started to enjoy it, I wanted to do it because
No, I can't lie. Oh, so, no, go. Sorry.
I
sorry.
found it fun, or I found it enjoyable, or I found it, I found it as something I was good at. And then just at the end, after everyone's had this really like quite nice, that's quite nice. Edge goes, I did it because I was a shit athlete, and then just or something like that.
Well, maybe you can still
Failed
you
as an
can
athlete.
I think the best line there was the foot. That's the takeaway. So you maybe have to say something about I tried this, I tried that.
So Tanya goes second to last.
Or she's last, and you're all there with boop, and then all of a sudden you just pull yours down and go. You're a striker, you never scored a goal. And it's like everyone just goes
Everyone just, everyone's just like, Ed.
yeah, dance and freak
Yeah,
out.
dance, then that's it.
Should've kept doing this.
I haven't scored for a whole season, so it's not like, 6 games. It was like whole season. A whole season.
I scored in a season.
Okay.
I'm the goalie.
So, alright, so we've got it. We've got the end.
I never left the goal.
So it's going to be somebody's got to ask now. As soon as you finish the last act, somebody's got to ask. Somebody's going to say, right, we're done. That's the end. It's right. Let's pack your suitcase and go. Where are we going? And then somebody's got to say, well, why are we here? Well, that's a really deep question, but something like that.
Questions the meaning of life.
Each person has their own kind of sentence, whether you want to be funny, happy, sad, whatever.
Yeah.
In depth, detailed, whatever it's going to
I'm
be.
a failure.
And you're getting yourself into a position. But Tanya has to include in her lovely statement, she has to include something about not scoring a goal as a striker, just to give the punchline to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you come forward, you're the last person. Last person?
Yeah, last person.
Because it's quite a nice dramatic moment, and all headshots are up, and then you rip yours down and say, you're a striker, you never scored a goal for a whole season. And then they all say,
Question is, did your team win again?
Yes, once.
Okay, it makes more sense. It makes more sense.
Do you know what is the best about winning that game? Because exactly that game, it was so successful that that game was printed in the local newspaper. So I even my name was in the local newspaper. I haven't scored any goals, but for that game, I've been a local newspaper.
I know how you feel. I went from a literal district side to the worst team this side of Gloucestershire. We were shit. I concede like 6 goals a game, but that was because they just go, just a chicken. It's not, he can't reach, and they were right.
Sorry, just so we're happy with that as a format. What about Josh, because Josh is playing, you're using your sale.
I played Josh Friday.
So Josh should make a joke to
I played
me.
this Friday, he was there like, oh yeah, you were the goalie that you just told us. Yeah, chicken.
So Josh could say something like, you just come on, go, I'll say next year.
I went from playing in an international cricket stadium, and then being kicked out because I'm too fucking small. By all means, I could run around like a bullet and stop the ball.
They just don't want to be on stage. Like part of their lives.
That was it!
You just turn your phone from the lights, you just turn your photos into darts and just send them down.
Totally.
If everyone could send their line things to Adam.
Yeah, and I'll organise them.
Thursday.
Yeah, I can. As long as you get them to me by Thursday, I can organise them by Thursday.
By the end of tonight, please.
So, was there any point in me doing this recording then?
Just upload it, send it to me so I have at
Like
least know.
just message it.
Should I stop recording or carry
Yeah,
on?
stop recording.